Happy Monday. Today, our topic of the day is priorities and boundaries during busy concert season. And this is as a music teacher, but really you could be almost any kind of teacher in a certain busy season, whether it's finals or some specific like contest season where there's like lots to do, or I don't know. Anyway, but I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of a music teacher because that's what I do. I teach homeschool classes and choirs for pre-K through adult, really, and lessons and things like that. So it is an adventure all the time around here. I go different places every day and it's so much fun. So I also mentor new teachers, and that's kind of where we're talking about today, how to set priorities, how to prioritize what's most important, and how to set boundaries when you encounter something that's maybe not on that list of most important during the busy concert season. So before we get into the topic of the day, I should just let you know that I'm going to be doing a giveaway on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, once we hit 100 subscribers. So if you like what you're learning about today and you're like, man, I need to go look at it a little bit more, I have a whole bunch of stuff over on YouTube. Some of my videos are only available on YouTube, so that's kind of fun. If you are checking me out from the Strength Train Your Voice group and you want to pop over there and just see what else is different and new over there. And if you like it, you can just subscribe so you get notifications when I go live or post new content that's not available elsewhere. And it's a win-win because we're doing a giveaway. So check that out if you're interested. If you're not, no big deal. But today, I wanted to talk about this because I had to do something about priorities and boundaries myself this weekend. I had to remind myself. So here's the story. I'm not going to go into all the details, but here's the basics of the story. I started teaching some trial classes this fall, this month, just the last couple weeks here. For some stuff that's happening, for some classes that we're hoping to run in the spring semester, starting in January. And I'm so excited about it. It's super fun. It's young kids, which I love. And I'm excited about it. But that being said, our trial class enrollment has been pretty low. And I'm okay with that because it's a trial class. It's a very short amount of time. But in the grand scheme of things, it is too small of an enrollment for me to be able to sustain for a whole semester or something like that. Okay. So I had to look at that and say, should I be prioritizing driving 40 minutes to teach less than a certain number of kids? And ultimately, given the experience over the last week or two here, where I've been really tired and really realized how much time that actually takes, right? I've realized I need to prioritize it differently. And that's not a priority for me. Okay. I love the kids. They're awesome. I love the opportunity. I love the families. But unless we have a minimum number of students, a certain number of students, it's not worth it for me to drive that far for a short amount of time to do that class, right? And I know now that I know that, I have expressed that specifically with the people who are organizing it, which I'm organizing it too, but the people who initiated the interest and the contact. And I've expressed that I will not teach this class in the spring unless X number of students are signed up, so that I'm prioritizing and still valuing my time, but also hoping that we get enough students enrolled so that we can do it, because I would love to. All right. And by giving that specific direct communication, I'm able to set the boundaries that I need to. I'm able to prioritize my time in a way that makes sense for me and is sustainable. Because if it's not sustainable, then I'm just going to run exhausted, right? And if these classes do run, then I'll be able to make some slightly different choices with my time. I'll be able to say no to something else because I can choose to say yes to this. Does that make sense? So, especially during busy concert season, this is important because sometimes we get asked as music teachers to do things that weren't on the initial plan. We are given maybe a couple weeks to do something, right? To pull together something, right? Like a certain type of performance with our students, or organize a certain type of something, right? Like a party or something, music to go over the intercom, all sorts of kind of crazy things that we get asked to do as music teachers, thinking, oh, they have time for it, they can do it. When in reality, they may not, the people asking us, they might have all the good intentions in the world. So no harm to them, no specific, ill will towards them, right? Because they don't know what they don't know. And so they are just asking for something that they think might be easy, or they think might not take a lot of time, or they might just not understand what all is on your plate, whether that includes family life, whether that includes work balance, life balance, whether that, whatever it is. If we don't say no, or if we don't inform them what that would actually entail, they're not going to know. They're not going to understand what that fully entails. And that's not any, again, like I said, it's not any harm of theirs. It's just the way it is, right? So unless we are clear with our communication, and unless we're clear with our boundaries about that communication and about the things that we can and can't do, then the person asking won't know. And so I've gotten a lot better at communicating about those things. Instead of just saying, yes, I'd love to, I ask more questions. And I say, okay, what does that look like? What do you picture that looking like? What could that look like on my end? It's having more of a conversation rather than just saying yes to everything and feeling like I have to say yes to everything, because I don't. The answer is I don't. And I can prioritize myself. I can prioritize my family. I can prioritize different things, different aspects of what I include in my work life, so that it is balanced, so that I am not running ragged, and I can choose. And by communicating clearly what my expectations are, that makes things way easier for other people to understand too. So let me know in the comments if that resonates with you. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer questions about more clearly, like examples of what that looks like. I would do that kind of question and answer about that just in the Strength Train Your Voice group, just for the people who that feels super relevant for. So if that's you and you're in the group, awesome. Good morning. I'm glad you're there. If you're not in the group yet, there's a link in the description of this video if you're watching somewhere else, and you can check that out. We talk about music teacher tips. We talk about using your voice well in a healthy way. In fact, I'm going to be coming in there really soon to talk about the personal steamer that I use. So I mentioned that last week, and those of you who are in the group, stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing that really soon. So watch for that coming up real quick. But I also wanted to show you something fun that I started last night. So I started planning for spring with one of my new notebooks. Check that out. So some of my spring ideas in the Songs for My Choirs to Sing notebook, a choir director's concert brainstorming notebook. So there's places for me to brainstorm a specific semester. There's places for me to brainstorm for a specific ensemble. There's places for me to write down contact info for people who might be relevant. And there's places for me to draw like diagrams and stuff. And I made 2 colors. So that's kind of fun. But if you're interested in those, there's a link in this video, or you can search it on Amazon with my name, Andrea Oram. But I just had to show you what that was, because it's super fun for me to get started brainstorming for January, starting our spring repertoire. And I just get so excited thinking about all the possibilities. So have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.